In the history of polling, there's never been a president that has hit the number that Joe Biden just hit. Let's talk about what's going on with the current president. There's a new survey out today, just came out. The percentage of the American voting populace that thinks Biden is doing a good job has dropped to 38%, with 59% saying he's doing a bad job. That's the lowest ever recorded for a sitting president. Wow. That's like Jimmy Carter numbers, who lost in the biggest landslide in American history.
Yeah, and I bet you, and I bet you they're fudging the numbers, Barry. I bet you they're fudging the numbers. It's probably his disapproval numbers are a lot higher than that.
It very well could be. I mean,
I think they're fudging the numbers.
They asked, who do you want to see? Who's your preference on both sides? Trump came in at 63% of likely voters. Second, Ron DeSantis at 10, Nikki Haley at 8, Vivek at 4.
See, I was thinking you're going to say, maybe, Ron DeSantis around 40. Nope.
Well, let me tell you something. Based on the polling, that's your nominee and quite possibly your next president. And the polling is growing. The polling numbers for Trump are growing, and the polling numbers for Biden-Harris are dropping. And so now in interviews, obviously Biden doesn't give any. He would never answer this question. So they have to ask the only person that they can talk to, which is Kamala Harris, who said, well, we don't believe in polls. Well, that's like, I don't believe in weather.
Yeah, especially
the polls are happening whether you believe or not.
Yeah, especially when the black community, the polls for the black community. I don't know if you saw this, Barry, but just here recently, there's a poll come out saying in 2016, or actually, I'm sorry, in 2020, the number of support based on the polls from the black community to President Trump was only 8%. That number today is at 22%.
That's enormous.
It is.
That is an enormous change in minority voting, because if that holds, the traditional black vote, I would like to, quite frankly, see a similar change in the traditional Jewish vote, in the traditional Hispanic vote, similarly, because our three minorities, blacks, Jews, and Hispanics, have just, whatever the Democrats say, who's ever on the Democrat ticket, I don't even have to look in the voting booth. I go right down and I vote blue, right?
Yep.
And they don't even know the names. Unfortunately, that was my parents. We vote Democrat in our family, and I think you grew up the same way.
Yeah. We vote Democrat because the Republicans, nothing but rich old white men that don't want to help out the American people or help out minorities, black people, and women. And I used to hear, I heard that all my young adult life. I heard that all the time until one day a light bulb went off and said, wait a minute, it's not what I've been told. It was 100% the opposite.
Yeah, I was the same. I grew up the same way. There were no choices. It was like, who gets the nominee in the Democrat Party? That's who we vote for.
Right. And, yeah, exactly. But then, they used to say that the Democrat Party was actually for the little man. And, they said the Republicans were only for rich people. And that was never the truth. And what was really interesting to me, Barry, is that they always put this thing out there that the Democrat Party will look out for you. They will help you. And that's all been lies, too. They're looking out for themselves. Look, we'll tell you niceties every 2 to 4 years. Just make sure you vote for us, and we'll come tell you those nice things again. We'll tickle your ear. Just remember to vote for us, and we'll tickle your ear. But their ears are not tickled no more in Chirac. The ears are not tickled right now in New York. The ears are not getting tickled in California because of the destruction that's happening in our country.